There are 3 realms in the world: Heaven Realm, Human Realm, and Boundary Realm. To keep the balance of the 3 realms, one must guarantee the circulation of spirit aura. People in charge of collecting spirit aura are beings in the boundary realms called Black and White Warriors. 2 siblings, Xiaohai and Xiaobai, hurriedly wake up and run through the city since they are late for their job as Black and White Warriors. In their headquarters, Master Yama is irritatively waiting for the late kids. When they finally arrive, their boss, Master Yama, scolds them for failing to capture even a single spirit aura. After getting scolded, the 2 kids head to the magic ship going to the human realm. On their way there, they bump into Lu Shu and Lei, the strongest Black and White Warriors. In the human realm, Kid is beating up a group of thugs. Xiaohai and Xiaobei then arrive and recognize the kid as being possessed by a wandering spirit. They then confront the kid, but the kid proves to be too powerful. They try to run away, but the kid transforms into a monster and follows them quickly. They battle a monster, but Xiaobei gets injured. The 2 kids are about to be killed when Lei arrives and easily defeats the monster. Unbeknownst to them, they are being watched by someone behind a wall of cameras. Under the sea, a submarine tasked with guarding a sacred barrier reports that the barrier is currently leaking. Elsewhere, Xiaohai and Xiaobai are getting scolded by Master Yama for failing to capture the spirit aura again. They are then interrupted when Master Zhang arrives. Master Yama sends the 2 kids to a new job while he talks to Master Zhang. Master Zhang reports to him that the seal of Changqi will break soon. Meanwhile, Xiaohai and Xiaobai are in the human realm in a mangaka's room. The mangaka is scheduled to die and his spirit collected. The mangaka hears a knock on the door, and it was Xiaoxiu, his neighbor. She drops off some food for him and leaves to go to her job. The mangaka meanwhile gets more motivated to work on his manga and goes back to work. Xiaohai and Xiaobai are wondering how to kill the mangaka because they usually use a flower pot in the head to make it look like an accident. Unfortunately, the mangaka is in his room, so they can't really do that. They decide to use the mangaka's sharpening knife to kill him, but it turns out the mangaka uses a pencil sharpener instead. Thus, the 2 kids leave to find a flower pot. While they are busy looking, they find the mangaka leaving his room and riding off in a taxi. Meanwhile, deep in the sea, the cracks in the seal are worsening. Xiaohai and Xiaobei follow the mangaka who is about to submit his manga. While Xiaobei is looking for a flower pot, Xiaohai delays the mangaka by bumping into him and begging for money to buy food. The mangaka kindly gives him his last money, but Xiaohai slaps away his money and tells him it's not enough. The mangaka then gives him his most treasured food, a sandwich his neighbor Xiaoxiu gave him. Xiaobei then arrives and tells him that she cannot find a flower pot. Afterward, the mangaka submits his manga to an editor, but the editor rejects it. She says his style is too traditional, and they need him to do more modern mangas. He doesn't want to, however, and tells her that he just wants to draw his ideal manga. The editor tells him he will never succeed and tells him to leave. The mangaka heads to the rooftop and thinks about his life. It has already been 10 years, and he still hasn't accomplished his dream. He then sees Xiaoxiu being kissed by another man. It turns out that Xiaohai is using illusions to get the mangaka to jump off the building. The mangaka jumps off, but Xiaohai feels guilty, and they save him. The editor then arrives and happily tells him his manga is finally accepted. Elsewhere, the submarine reports to Master Zhang about the worsening seal under the sea. Lu Shu is sparring with a robot with Lei watching when a messenger arrives informing them that they have been summoned at the White Mountain, where the Great Seal is. Meanwhile, Xiaohai wakes up in a strange place. All he remembers is his last mission where he accompanied an old man to the White Mountain. Their submarine was then attacked by a large creature, forcing him to send Xiaobai away in an escape pod while he was eaten. He wonders if he is now inside the monster's stomach. Elsewhere, Xiaobai is being scolded by Master Zhang in a flying ship over the White Mountain for being in such a dangerous place. Bai Long, another warrior, consoles Xiaobai and promises to rescue her brother. Xiaohai starts hallucinating Xiaobai, scolding him for letting her die. Xiaohai tries to get to her, but she just vanishes, leaving Xiaohai wondering if he will be stuck there forever. Meanwhile, Bai Long explains to Xiaobai that the Great Seal imprisons the most violent 99 ghosts Master Zhang defeated. The water monster that attacked them must be attracted to the ghosts leaking from the seal. All of a sudden, the seal finally breaks and a brilliant light shoots forth from the middle of the mountain. Xiaohai is thinking about all the moments he had with his sister when he suddenly hears a flute playing. He follows it into a statue, and a man is sitting on top of the statue. Numerous spirits escape the broken seal, and Master Zhang orders his subordinate warriors to capture them all. A humongous ghost then appears and confronts Master Zhang. Inside the seal, the mysterious man Xiao Hai welcomes him for returning home. He tells Xiao Hai that he seemed to have lost his memory. He binds Xiao Hai in chains and explains that Xiao Hai is a former companion of theirs. Outside, the gigantic ghosts swat away Zhang's warriors and tell him that he is there for revenge. However, just one spit from Master Zhang destroys the ghost and kills him. Master Zhang then orders Bai Long to prepare the Jinko cannon. Back inside the seal, Xiao Hai doesn't believe what the man is saying and he cuts off his binds. He declares that he is still a black and white warrior and the man is a spirit. Meanwhile, the man magically absorbs the spirits around them and reiterates that Xiao Hai is their companion, Wang Hang. Zhang declares to go inside the seal to rescue Xiao Hai. Bai Long protests against his plans while Xiaobei begs him to take him along, causing Zhang to get angry at them. Thankfully, Lu Shu arrives and convinces the two to let Zhang go. Before he leaves, Zhang tells Bai Long that if he hasn't returned in an hour, they should fire the Jinko cannon. Inside the seal, Xiao Hai fights against spirits summoned by the mysterious man. The man applauds his performance and explains to him that he is inside the 100 Ghosts' Great Seal. Although in actuality, only 99 ghosts were sealed inside. Meanwhile, spirits keep attacking Xiao Hai and they start entering his body. Outside the seal, Zhang is swimming towards the seal where 3 ghosts are waiting to stop him. At the same time, Xiao Hai is continuously being fed with more and more spirits. Once enough spirits were absorbed by Xiao Hai, his physical appearance suddenly transformed. Zhang notices that the spirit power inside the seal is exponentially increasing. The 3 ghosts confronting him announces that the 100 ghosts are finally reunited and will destroy the realms. In response, Zhang attacks the 3 ghosts. In the flying ship, they have also detected the increase in spirit power. Xiaobei worries for her brother, but Lu Shu explains to her that her brother is in reality the 100th ghost, Wang Hang. Inside the seal, Xiao Hai and the man start sparring. Xiao Hai now easily beats the man, calling him Wu Zhai, and thanks him for restoring his memory. Meanwhile, Zhang summons his blade and kills the 3 ghosts, stopping him. At the same time, Wu Zhi's taunts suddenly forces Xiao Hai to remember his past life as a human, with his sister Xiao Huan. He gets stunned, allowing Wu Zhi to bind him and absorb him. In the ship, the crew tries to fix the system so they can again observe what is happening below. After fixing it, they see Xiao Hai as he was eaten by Wu Zhi. Sadly, Xiaobei witnesses the whole thing. Meanwhile, Zhang finally enters the seal and asks Wu Zhi where Xiao Hai is. The two fight when Wu Zhi admits he ate Xiao Hai. Xiao Hai is remembering his human childhood when he was still a prince. Their mother, the queen, hears rumors that her daughter, Xiao Huan, is said to be possessed by a spirit and must be killed. Xiao Hai then arrives to play with his sister, but a new messenger comes in, telling them that courtiers have gathered to take the princess. Xiao Hai and his mother make a pinky promise to protect Xiao Huan. Xiao Hai wakes up in a dark place and meets his ghost form, Wang Hang, and his child form. In the ship, Xiaobei is in shock upon watching his brother get eaten. She remembers their conversation in the past when his brother told him that since humans turn to ghosts when they die, ghosts turn to the void when they die. Xiao Hai wonders if he's now in the void. Wang Hang answers him that maybe death is another kind of relief. Meanwhile, the child form is remembering when he was training in the past and his little sister Xiao Huan runs and wipes away his sweat. Their mother is worried, however, since after her daughter was born, abnormal things start happening. Afterward, a rebellion started. Soldiers are now hunting for the queen and his children. The queen pushes the 2 kids out to a hidden passageway and stays behind. In the ship, Lu Shu and Bai Long are waiting for the Jinko cannon to finish loading. Lu Shu goes to consult Xiaobei, who asks her if all the ghosts will be killed with the Jinko cannon. Lu Shu explains that Xiao Hai isn't really his brother, but a very strong ghost who hurt a lot of people. Xiaobei cries but answers that she understands. In Xiao Hai's memory, he and Xiao Huan are now living in an abandoned house, and Xiao Hai answers excitedly, since he found soldiers willing to help them. The soldiers, however, were planning to sell them instead, and Xiao Huan had to activate her fox spirit powers to defend themselves. Xiaobei is starting to reminisce about the moments she and her brother shared. Lu Shu tells her that he treated her the same way since Xiao Hai also had a sibling in his past life. In his memories, Xiao Hai and Xiao Huan are getting hungry. Their only food left is a steamed bun, and Xiaobei is already tired of it. Xiao Hai gives Xiao Huan a music box he found and leaves to find more food. After he leaves, the spirit fox leaves Xiao Huan's body, but 2 black and white warriors apprehend her. Xiao Hai finally found some food and is about to go back when he hears the people talking about the princess getting tortured. This immediately worries Xiao Hai and goes to the plaza. where his sister is tied up into horses. The black and white warriors seal the spirit fox inside Xiaobai and leave. Xiaobai gets killed and Xiaohai hugs her head, then gets killed himself. Lei and a messenger are running to another palace to ask for help when they encounter one of the 10 generals of Hell, Leopard Tail, guarding the way. Leopard Tail attacks them but stops when Lei explains their mission. Inside, they meet another general, Fishgill, who listens to their request but rejects it. Lei and Fishgill are about to come to blows when a couple more generals arrive, Wuchang and Wasp. Wasp promises to tell their request to their master and Lei leaves. Meanwhile, Xiaohai cries out in disbelief about his past. He insists to himself that he is a black and white warrior, but his ghost form insists that it's all true. He is truly a ghost hellbent on killing humans to get revenge for his sister, but Zhang erased his memories and is just using him as a tool. In the ship, Lu Shu receives a report that Zhang is still stuck fighting Wu Zhai. They are arguing over giving up rescuing Xiaohai, while Xiaobai cries in desperation. Xiaohai keeps getting taunted by Wang Heng. Wang Heng tells him that life isn't worth living and he is just being used to seal him. Meanwhile, Wu Ji and Zhang's battle continues and Zhang slowly gets the upper hand. Outside, Lu Shu orders the troops to prepare the cannon for firing. Xiaobai begs her to wait since Zhang and her brother are still inside, but Lu Shu reminds her of Zhang's last orders. Xiaohai finds himself in a boat to the afterlife, with his dead loved ones riding other boats around him. He realized that since the world betrayed him, he will use his own hands to destroy the world. Meanwhile, Wu Ji is about to unleash more of his spirit powers when something suddenly tears out of him. He explodes in dust, and out of the dust walks out Wang Heng, who greets Zhang.